What's up guys, Edquarters here, and today you're going to be joining me for part 3 of Love, Money, Rock and Roll. So if you remember, in the last episode we met up with Himitsu. She'd made us some breakfast, it was a bit healthy, we didn't like it, and we headed off for school. We remembered the cherry blossom in the past, and then we saw a girl being bullied. Iwamaru, I still don't know how to say her name. I decided to stand up for her. I walked right up to one of them. What now? However, the guy clearly got confused and staggered back. Who do you think you are? At that moment, another guy walked up to me, clearly intending to push me away. My reflexes responded quicker than my thoughts, and I punched him down all the way to Chinatown, which is quite a way if you live in Japan. One swing of the arm, and everything stopped around me. A surprised expression froze on the girls' faces. Iwamura was looking at me in surprise. Even the guy I just punched seemed surprised, but it only lasted for a moment. Don't you know who my father is? One of the girls screamed. Quiet, let's go. He's obviously insane. Her friend calmed her down. Another guy helped the hurt one get back up. This isn't over. We will remember you. With these words, they quickly walked away from school. Wait, they're cutting class? You shouldn't do that. Oh, Himitsu, hey. At the same moment, Himitsu ran up to me. Nikko-kun, are you alright? Yeah, well, I punched him. He didn't do anything. I'm fine. Yeah, of course. Yeah, play it cool, Nikko-san. Play it cool. I replied calmly while examining my slightly swollen fist. Strangely, I wasn't shaking from the adrenaline as I should have been. I guess it had all happened too suddenly. Iwamura senpai? Oh yeah, here's the helpful box to help us with our Japanese again. Senpai is a Japanese honorific, used when addressing upperclassmen or older or more experienced co-workers. Thanks, tutorial box. In all of this turmoil, I had completely forgotten about the person at its root. She stood in silence, looking at us with a frown. Look at the frown. Very unbecoming, Iwamura. Are you alright? Fights are forbidden on the school grounds, she said quietly. What? I broke out into a dumb smile and looked at Himitsu. She looked just as confused as I was. I'm saying that there was no need to get into a fight. If you hadn't noticed, I was kind of protecting you, Iwamura. Iwamura. They would have left me alone either way. Iwamura looked up at me, her eyes flashing. Flashing? You a robot? After a few seconds of silence, she once again regained her air of indifference. They always leave me alone. In the end. Oh, that's sad. In any case, you could at least say thanks. It's common decency. I was becoming more angry than I was a minute ago. Oh no, I'm not going to punch Iwamura down, am I? Oh, please don't punch her down. And that's not only here, it's anywhere. In the whole world. Yeah, you're getting schooled. Iwamura merely raised her chin, snorted, and quickly made her way towards the school gates. I can't believe this. I told you not to get involved, Himitsu quietly said. But you acted like a real hero. Yeah, a hero, yeah, right. Where have you ever seen a hero like this? At least in the movies they get thanked for the rescue. But you didn't do it for the gratitude, right? Himitsu continued to smile, and I got embarrassed. We'll see what kind of gratitude I'll get from the teachers. I grumbled. Anyway, let's go. Into school. First day. Or maybe not first day, but school. And so began another normal school day. I don't remember what school was like in Russia, even though I've studied there for an entire 6 months. Yet, for some reason, I believed that schools were the same all over the world. Because how else could you knock some sense into children's heads? If Marconi and Popov both invented the radio independently, then why can't we apply the same optimal pedagogical principles in different places around the world? Yeah, why not? Everyone loves a bit of Marconi. You know, tune in his radio with its crystals and shit. A teacher's shout snapped me out of these short thoughts. Either way, I didn't remember what school was like in Russia, But here, things were fairly strict. After all, I wasn't studying in one of the best schools in the country for nothing. My classmates were all children of the rich and famous, businessmen, politicians, superstars. Sometimes I felt like I didn't belong here. Everyone feels that, it's fine. But even among the elites, there were those who were almost normal. Yep, there's your average Joe. Right there. Mr. Average, I bet he's like 5'8", 5'10". Stocky. Yep, Mr. Average. Sort of person who'd walk past you in a crowd, and you wouldn't even notice who he was. During recess I was approached by one such individual, Kyosuke. I've known him since middle school. He was a fairly simple guy who lacked the pretension of the local golden youth. Hey Nick, you heard about this morning? I looked around the classroom and spotted one of the girls who was mocking Iwamura. She glared at me but then quickly went back to her own devices. Well, whatever. What happened? I don't even know, I asked, even though I knew perfectly well what he was talking about. This morning, at the school gates? Kyosuke lowered his tone. There was a fight. Yep, I know something about that, Kyosuke. A little bit. Not much. No, it was a guy. I don't know what happened. He ended up on the floor. Someone punched him. It was weird. Some word they chose. I did more than just witness it. What are you saying? You mean... He leaned in toward me, his eyes alight, and began jabbering. Probably not that type of jabbering. You're the guy who punched Kurosaki from Class B in the face? I didn't really have time to ask his name. Oh, we are super cool with our, off-the-cuff remarks there, I replied with pride in my voice, and immediately winced. There was nothing to be proud of here. Now everyone would gossip about how I'm some dangerous bully without mentioning that I saved a poor girl from harassment. Don't get any ideas, I was just protecting. My eyes scoured the classroom in search of Iwamura. Protecting... But she wasn't here. Was I really looking for proof of my heroic actions from her? Well, anyway, I was protecting a girl. Kyosuke's, a bit frowny, and... Girl, who? Kyosuke's eyes narrowed. I don't know who she is. Does it even matter? It's a perfectly normal reaction, you know. Anyone in my place would have... I looked up at Kyosuke. A decent person would have done the same. Well, of course they would. Don't forget to introduce me to this mysterious girl of yours. You know who she is, she's in our class. I can just tell you her name, it's Iwamura. You know, class president? You know her. I think he was going to add something else, but he was cut off by the bell. In any case, he didn't need to know that it was Iwamura. Surely the gossip covers this. Weirdly unspecific gossip. I think she had enough problems of her own. However, maybe even she was at least partly at fault herself. The next class was Modern Japanese. I've been living in Japan for over 10 years, and, of course, I became fluent in the language, but I still had plenty of problems when it came to writing. During recess, I got out of the classroom as fast as I could to avoid having to come back to this morning's incident. What's on this clipboard here? Newspaper clippings. It's a nice hallway though. Very shiny floor. That is some gleam. I bet it doesn't stay that shiny for long. It must have to buff that every night. Anyway. Kyosuke was pretty stubborn but not entirely tactless, so I probably overreacted. Next was English class, which I typically handled much better. I spent most of the class looking out over sports grounds where a football match was taking place. Soon my thoughts drifted away from school, to the day when the sakura petals were falling. Reminiscing again. This is literally the most important event that's ever happened in our lives. We've remembered it about 3 times in the past day. Oh well. Autumn will be here soon, which means that the trees will start shedding once again. The colour palette might change, but will my feelings do as well? A few more weeks, maybe a month, and I'll find out. The bell snapped me back to the present, and my stomach let out a wild grumble. Grumbly belly. Did you skip breakfast? We can stop by the cafeteria, and you can finish your story while we're at it. Oh, Kyosuke. As if you're interested in anything more than stuffing yourself. A healthy body means a healthy mind. Yeah, unless we are talking about volume and not health. That being said, I really did want to eat. I couldn't hold out until lunch. I'd only had vegetable breakfast that Himitsu had made me, which, to be honest, I hid it all down the back of a plant. It's basically compost anyway. Don't tell Himitsu. Don't tell her. Alright, let's go. The memory of Himitsu's balanced and nutritious breakfast was still fresh in my mind. I wanted to get something unhealthy, yet tasty. Just to spite me, everything in this school was first class, including the cafeteria, so I couldn't count on getting poisoned. I couldn't say that the food here was comparable to the best restaurants in the world, of which I have eaten at all of them. Since I haven't been to them. Oh. I should have read on before making a joke, shouldn't I? Shit. But it wasn't too bad, generally speaking. Moreover, there was a broad choice of European dishes on the menu, but of course... no borscht! There's never borscht! Why? I just want borscht. We entered the cafeteria with Kiyosuke unceasingly blabbering about some new magical girl anime. Oh, Kiyosuke, I can see you're already going to be one of my faves. Can't say I was a big fan of them, but I do watch them from time to time. But my level of fanboyism is as far from Kiyosuke's as Moscow is from Tokyo. Moscow, Tokyo. Moscow, Tokyo. Let's rhyme. Oh, there's some screen shake. And then, BAM! Something struck my side. A girl holding a tray appeared from behind my back. Was she a magical girl? No, I was dripping. I was dripping with orange juice, and she was looking at the results of her deeds in distress. Be careful! I was more frustrated than angry. She did not react in any way. Instead, she just continued to stare at me in surprise. Look at that surprise. That is a surprised stare. She finally seemed to come to her senses. You're the one who should watch where you're going. What? I put on a dumb smile and took a step back in surprise. The girl frowned and glared at me menacingly. Oh, you're menacing. It's very hard to be menacing when you've got like a hair clip in. I don't know why, you never see villains in films wearing hair clips. Well, you probably do, but they're never as menacing as if they'd taken it out. So, there you go, top tips for being an evil villain. I said, watch where you're going, don't sleepwalk. Well, you're the one who bumped into me. Why would I bump into you? I couldn't come up with a reply to that. The girl was making no sense, but she did so with enough confidence to make you start doubting your own senses. And why would I? How should I know? You bumped into me! Alright, I won't do it again. You've convinced me. I snapped back and got ready to leave. Wait, she said quietly. You're all, you know, wet. I looked at myself. I really was in a sorry state. What do you suggest? That we shower together? Whoa! Whoa, Nikolai. You have crossed bounds of social convention here. This morning, you are arguing with Himitsu about going to the lingerie store, and now you're making inappropriate jokes in the cafeteria. Take a step back and look at yourself, buddy. Me? I wouldn't. How could you even think? There's a look of dread. Look at that. The surprise and confusion on her face gave way to anger, as if she's the one who was humiliated and insulted, and I was to blame for it all. Forget about it. It's alright. Wait. Her tone was changing as often as a traffic light. Here, take this. She handed me a handkerchief. I decided not to argue. I accepted the handkerchief and was about to thank her when she snorted, turned on her heels, and walked to the far end of the hall to meet her friends. We've had a lot of snorting today. What a strange girl. Nick, you... Kiyosuke began as I sat at our table. He inflated his nostrils and was gasping for air like a fish out of water. Don't you know who that was? No? Why? Yeah, play it cool, Nick. Play it cool. That's Ellie-sama. Sama is a Japanese honorific, used when addressing someone with the most possible respect and reverence. Approximate analogue, Sir, Madam. Oh, it's Madam Ellie. Oh dear. He said and stared at me expectantly as if waiting for me to go, Oh, Ellie-sama. That Ellie-sama. Sama who? I asked calmly. How could you not know who she is? You claim to be a student at this school. Fair play to Kyosuke, I don't seem to know who anyone is. I didn't know who Iwamura was. I barely know who Himitsu is. To be honest, Kyosuke, I'm looking at you. I'm not even sure that we've met. I don't claim that. I'm just listed on the student roll. If only you paid closer attention to the things happening around you. Well, don't keep it to yourself. Go on. He obviously couldn't contain himself. Kyosuke made himself comfortable and began in a serious tone. Elisama, she's like the school queen. She has perfect grades, she's great at sports, she has medals from national sports events, even international ones. So she's the queen bee. It's Mean Girls all over again. Oh no! I guess the interplanetary ones were above her. People consider it an honour to meet her. You mean to get drenched by her? Oh, such snark. Ick. Kyosuke paid no attention to me and continued. I would give away my whole manga collection just to get to talk to her. Your whole collection? Well, maybe half. I narrowed my eyes. Okay, a third. Alright, I understand. I guess I'll just have to wait for the police to take me away to my certain execution by scornful glares. Actually, hold on. I didn't do anything wrong here. You still don't understand, Kyosuke sighed. Although maybe they will take you away, she's the granddaughter of the chairman of our school's board of trustees, after all. So what, I should apologise to her, but she's the one who bumped into me and spilled juice all over me. He sighed again and buried himself in his plate. Meanwhile, I slowly turned around and took a look in the direction of the school queen. Right, with the mystery of the school queen there, I think that's all we got time for today's episode. So I'll leave it there. I'm enjoying how it's ramping up. Not quite sure what direction it's going to take, but I'm sure we'll be inundated with choices and people to talk to and more juice spilled over us. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. I've been Ed Quarters and I'll see all of you in the next one. Bye for now.